Show from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Buck. I'm a little under the weather, a little run down, but I feel better than I sound.
I am over the weather.
Yeah.
You know what that is.
It means you're in great spirits, good shape.
Sure.
You could put your hand through that wall next to you.
I probably could actually on certain days.
Yeah.
But not today.
That's good. You doing okay?
Yeah, great. Okay, glad you're feeling better, even though you sound crappy.
I really do, don't I?
It's always reminiscent of the 6-month period that you were sick.
Yeah. Now I'm healthy. I don't smoke. I exercise. I eat right. I juice all
Isn't
the
it
time.
remarkable how you don't get sick as often when you live right?
Yeah, when you treat your body correctly.
Exactly.
Well, Chuck, that's an excellent segue, because in my opinion, one of the best ways to treat your body is to stuff it full of really good pizza.
Yeah.
Have you had pizza before?
Yeah, dude, I love pizza. I don't eat that much of it.
Oh, really?
No, I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, we have stats on the average American and stuff.
I keep mansplaining it.
Sure.
Every day, Americans eat about 100 acres of pizza.
I guess it would be Sicilian, because an acre is, it would be square. Although it doesn't have to be square.
No.
You can have a round acre.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Just forget what I said.
I've never seen a round acre before.
I mean, I imagine an island would be round.
Oh, yeah.
Would be round acreage.
There's not really any real round islands. There's no such thing as a perfect circle.
Sure. Gilligan's Island was so round.
No.
It was just a circle.
No.
Yeah, I love pizza. I don't know how much I eat of it, though, compared to most people. Like, I'd say we order a pizza, like, maybe once a month.
What?
We'll order a pizza.
That's
Are
the
they-
only pizza you have every month?
Yeah, we'll order a pizza delivery, and then probably we'll throw in one visit to Antico, which
A month? You got me beat there. I need to get out there more often.
yeah, once every 6 weeks to 2 months for Antico.
Yeah, here in Atlanta, Chuck and I have a pizza place. I guess everybody in Atlanta has it, but we're very fortunate to have a place called Antico Pizza.
It's really good.
And now I understand the name after researching this article.
Yeah, it's kind of close to the original pizzeria.
I think that's the point.
Is it?
I would imagine. I don't think they follow the traditional rules, though.
Okay.
We're spoiling all of it.
Man.
Well, for my part, me and I are crazy about pizza. We eat it like all the time. Everything from frozen pizza to Domino's to pizza out, like
Really?
by the slice.
Yeah.
It's good.
I ate a lot more pizza when I lived up in the New York area.
Yeah.
Because I would like get it after class, just a single slice,
It's a
which is
big, huge slice.
yeah, and you fold it in half, and it's just great.
Did you want pizza while you were researching this?
No,
I did.
did you?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, by the Antico though is really, really good pizza. The best pizza in Atlanta. Most
Yeah.
people agree on.
Yeah.
And judging by the line out the door every single day, then I'm saying we're right.
I've even gotten into an argument with them on the phone, which I don't do very often, about whether or not you can order a pizza without cheese, and I'll still go back there after hanging up on them in anger.
Wow.
Yeah.
They do it their way.
They definitely do. That's
Oh
the
man.
point.
They also have the dressing station, which is like the basil plants. They don't even have it's not dried basil or even leaves. It's like the plant. You pick the leaves off there,
Right.
and they got the big chunks of garlic, and it's just kind of so good.
You can hear your food go.
Wow. Now I want pizza.
Okay, good. All right, that's what I was going for, Chuck.
You got me.
It worked. So everybody, I'm sure, is familiar with pizza. I don't think there's going to be too many huge surprises there.
No.
But there is a lot about pizza that I would imagine you don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you that kind of stuff.
Agreed.
Like, for example, at its core, pizza really is bread, cheese, and sauce.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tomato sauce,
Right.
unless you're getting funky.
But you can't get funky and still call it pizza, customarily.
Yeah. Well,
It's one of those things where, like, it has to be made a certain way or else it's not really pizza. It's like a tomato pie.
I don't know though. Like I would call like a pesto pizza.
But you were a born American.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. What did you think I was? Speaking as like a native Sicilian?
Well, no, but I'm saying, like, maybe as a citizen of the world,
Oh, okay.
you know.
All right.
We're in the midst of globalization, Chuck.
Let's do this.
All right, let's talk pizza history then,
Yeah. I used to hear from uninformed people like, pizza's really American. It didn't even come from Italy.
Right. They're talking about chop suey.
Just not true at all.
Yeah.
Pizza did come from Italy, in a way. We need to back up even further, probably to Greece, where some people attribute like the original flatbreads that they would decorate with things as like the first pizza style thing.
Right. You're talking like 3rd century BC.
Yeah, long
Yeah.
time ago.
Right.
But I don't think they didn't call it pizza until what, AD 1000 in Naples,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, Naples is like the cradle of pizza.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that it went back that far. That's pretty interesting.
Well, that's what it was first named. Pizza meaning pie.
Okay, so I also saw a discrepancy here. I saw pizza also could mean to pinch
Oh, really?
or slice.
Hmm.
That's what I got pizza meant, not necessarily pie.
Well, that's what this person says.
Okay, so we're at AD 1000, right?
Yes,
This is such a cool date.
it is.
And the reason pizza started to take off was because the peasantry didn't have that much money, and this stuff was kind of easy to come by.
Yeah.
You made your bread, you had some cheese, maybe some kazu marzu with the maggots,
Yeah.
and maybe some seasonings and some olive oil. That's about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't until one of the biggest main ingredients. It wasn't until the Columbian Exchange started to take place that tomatoes were introduced to Italy, because those are a New World food.
Yeah, I did a little tomato research because that's kind of fascinating on its own, I think, isn't it? Tomatoes come from Peru, they believe, originally. And because the fruit of the nightshade, the deadly nightshade, looks like a tomato, a lot of people thought it was poisonous over the years,
Yeah.
many years ago.
Yeah.
And actual stems and leaves of a tomato plant do contain a toxic tomatine.
Huh.
But
Like, what is it? What does
a
it do
lot
to you?
of it.
But what will happen to you?
Well, I think there's been one reported death.
From eating tomato stems and leaves?
Yeah,
Crazy.
supposedly. I don't know if that's true though.
They figured out, well, the stems and leaves are kind of gross anyway. Let's
Yeah.
just eat the tomato.
So thank you, Spain. And also, interestingly, even though it came from like South America, you would think it made its way up through the states via Central America and
Yeah,
Mexico.
yeah.
But it didn't. It like took the circuitous
Yeah.
route via European immigrants.
Probably through the Philippines, too. If you're interested in that, dude, you should really read 1493. It's all about that stuff.
Is that guy going to just keep writing books? Is there going to be a 1494?
If there is
1495?
a benevolent God, yes.
Okay.
1495.
So anyway, tomatoes, all people discovered, hey, they're not poisonous. They're really delicious.
Yeah.
Let's start throwing them on the spread.
Exactly. Then now we have pizza. So we're talking like the 17th century, I think, was when the term. No, it wasn't. Okay, so that kind of that goes against that research too. I think I saw somewhere that the term was coined in the 18th century, like 1738. They started making pizzas as we know them today.
You know, I think there's some discrepancies just in pizza lore.
Yeah.
Because that long ago, I don't think they're necessarily keeping track of all this stuff like we do today.
Okay, so possibly in AD 1000 or in 1738, about 750 years later,
Yeah.
the word pizza was used to describe this flatbread, right? Consisting of now tomato sauce,
Mhm.
cheese,
Yeah.
bread,
Yeah.
right? But the one thing that is not disagreed upon was that both of these took place in Naples.
That's right.
And Naples was the center of it. And like we said, the peasantry was really hip to pizza because it was cheap and it was
Sure.
abundant.
Street food.
Yeah, and so if you wanted to go find pizza, you basically had to go into the peasant districts of Naples, and there it was in abundance, being sold from street carts.
Now, is that where the first pizzeria was?
Yes.
Okay.
In
Was it in
1830.
the peasant land?
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Antica, Pizzeria, Portalba.
Yeah.
So Antica, I wonder if that's the same as Antico. I wonder what the difference is.
I don't know.
Someone would probably explain it to us.
Hopefully in Italian.
Yes.
Is there an authority on that?
All right. So that's 1830, the first pizzeria.
Right, and also, I didn't see it in here, but I came across it. A pizzaioli was a pizza maker. That was the name of a pizza maker.
Oh yeah.
So the peasantry in Naples, and probably it's starting to spread a little bit beyond that, but the peasantry in Naples has been eating pizzas for well over a century, almost 2 centuries, by the time Queen Margherita and King Umberto.
Queen
first.
who?
Margherita.
Ah.
Yeah, does that name sound familiar in regards to pizza?
Yeah, especially when you see it spelled out.
Right,
You're like, oh, wait a minute. That's where it came from.
exactly.
Reportedly.
So Queen Margarita was apparently like a pretty hip queen. She was down with the common person, and she and Umberto went and toured the country in 1889. And one of the places they went was Naples, and one of the things they did was eat pizza. And she was like, "I love this. I want more of this.
Yeah.
Bring me Raphael Esposito."
Her personal chef.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a personal chef.
it was a personal pizza chef at least.
And he said, Queen, I'm going to make you some good pizza, including one that looks like the Italian flag. And that is the legend, at least, of how we got margarita pizza, because you have the red tomato, the white mozzarella, and the green basil. And there's your Italian flag.
Yeah.
It's a great story. Hopefully true.
So supposedly he made her that one, the margarita pizza, which she liked the most and is named after her. Another one with pork fat, cheese, and basil, which sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then another one with garlic, oil, olive oil, and tomatoes.
Yum.
All of them sound great.
Yep.
But she chose the margarita, and that's the one that was named after her. But the upshot of all this is that the queen was suddenly eating peasant food. The queen's the most popular person in all of Italy all of a sudden.
Sure.
And now all of a sudden in places, other parts of Italy where pizza wasn't heard of or eaten or whatever, people are starting to make it.
That's right.
And that's like 1889, 1890s.
Yes, which is a great time for pizza to be coming into its own, because there was a little country called America
Yeah.
coming into its own. And with the arrival of Italian immigrants in the late 19th century in places like New York and Chicago
Yep.
and Philly,
Yep.
New York Light, they would eat pizza. And it was, again, sort of like street food, at the time at least.
Right. So about the time, I guess, when Margarita was extolling the virtues of pizza, I guess her this wave of immigration had such a tangible connection to the old world that, like, almost immediately they were making pizzas in these cities, like you said.
Yeah.
Apparently, New York was the first city with an actual pizzeria.
I believe that.
Lombardi's, Gennaro Lombardi, apparently opened his shop in 1905 at 53rd and a half Spring Street in New York.
I wonder what's there now.
The Lombardi's.
Oh, is it still there?
I believe
Holy
Lombardi's
cow.
is still functioning.
Wow, that's pretty great.
Yeah, and did we say that Antico Pizzeria in Naples is still in the same spot, still selling pizza since 1830?
Oh, we did not, but that is true.
Yeah.
And that is very cool.
That makes me want to go to Naples quite badly.
Yeah, I mean, you could get an original pizza from the original pizzeria.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And we'll get to this in a little bit, but you may be kind of surprised when you eat a pizza, a Neapolitan pizza, at the place where it all started.
Yeah.
Compared if you're used to, like, Papa John's.
I had pizza in Italy once.
Yeah.
You know, I was there and I figured, why not?
I guess I'll do as the Italians do.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's pretty much. Oh no, we didn't finish the history.
Yeah, United States was coming into its own. Italian immigrants coming in, bringing in pizza. Then after World War II, of course, with a lot of things, GIs came back with these flavors for different countries' foods and drinks.
Right.
And they said, man, this pizza stuff is really great. So let's start building chains and degrading the product. And we did so with Shakey's in 1954. It was the first pizza chain in the United States.
Yeah.
California chain.
Pizza Hut was founded in Kansas, of all places,
Yeah, 4
in
years later.
1958.
Pretty cool.
And the reason, apparently, as legend has it, that they're named Pizza Hut was because the building kind of looked like a hut, and there was only room for 9 spaces on the sign. So
Yeah.
Pizza Hut.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Shaky. Have you ever been to Shakey's?
No, as a matter of fact, no. The only time I've ever seen Shakey's was in the movie License to Drive with the two Corys.
Yeah, they're all over LA. And, you know, sort of Pizza Hutty
Yeah.
in feel. Like a family joint, pitchers of beer, not so great pizza.
Yeah.
But apparently Sherwood Shaky Johnson got that name because of some like affliction he had in Shake.
No,
Yeah.
goodness.
But I guess he embraced it.
Well, yeah,
He named his very popular chain after it.
and they're still around, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised it hasn't spread by now. 1954, there's Pizza Huts everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have them outside of California, although I'm not positive. I didn't get to look that up.
Yeah.
But I know they don't have them over here, down south. Over here. In the southeastern Bible Belt. All right. Dough?
Yeah, so that's pizza history.
Yeah.
No, we should probably get to the basics.
Yes.
And there's nothing more basic than dough.
No.
And there's an art to this. There's 3
Oh, yeah.
ingredients that are demanded: flour, water, and yeast.
Yes.
Everything else is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, but you probably are gonna throw a little salt in, a little sugar, a little shortening to make it do the things you want it to do, perform like you want it to perform.
Yeah, and you can go to Mellow Mushroom Pizza and get a gluten-free pizza. I myself have not had one because I don't have celiac, right? And I'm not about to just
Yeah.
But if you are gluten-free, you are SOL in a lot of ways because the flour used in pizza crust, pizza dough, is high gluten flour.
That's why gluten-free pizza tastes like crap.
I've not had it, so I can't say.
Yeah. Well, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, you've had it?
Yeah, I've tried it.
It's just not.
It's not the same.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody.
They need gluten in the flour because gluten makes the crust tough.
Yep.
And it won't crack apart. Makes it stand up to the water.
Keeps it ropey.
Yeah, it keeps it nice and ropey.
Yeah.
And I guess we need to talk about water at some point.
Anytime.
Because water's, the old saying about New York pizzas is because of the water.
Oh yeah.
That's like the old saying. I don't know. It's an
But
old
they
saying, that's
changed
what
their
people
water.
say.
Now they have like water you can drink right out of the tap.
Did they change their water?
Oh yeah, man! They overhauled their sewer system. There's a bottled water you can buy now. That's just New York City tap water. This stuff is so like clean and pure.
Well, it's because it comes from 90% of it comes from 2 aqueducts in the Catskills. Ship it into Manhattan. We should do a podcast on how Manhattan gets water. It's pretty amazing.
Oh okay. Now?
No.
Can we wait until we research it?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing now. But I read this Wired article that kind of broke down the pizza water New York thing, and they got in touch with Mario Batali, very famous Italian chef.
Yeah.
And asked him, and he said, well, one of the reasons, before we get to water, is that the oven, he said, captures the gestalt, or if you're German, the gestalt of the beautifully cooked pizza. So basically, over time,
Totally did say that.
over time, well, it makes sense though. Over time, you're going to get particles, like volatilized particles, caking onto the walls and the roof of your oven, and then the convection process will just like work that into whatever you're cooking over the years.
Right.
So, because they've been making pizza for so long in New York, some of these old ovens like have this gestalt that can't be matched anywhere else.
No.
He says,
Okay.
and Chicago as well. But then with the water, he says, yeah, the biggest problem with California pizza is the water. It's just not the same.
No. It's poop water.
Although he doesn't use New York water. At his restaurant Del Posto, he actually clones water from Italy.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
No.
Yes.
Clones it?
That's what he said. It's he's created his own mineral water composite working from a chemical analysis of l'acqua italiana. And it said that basically it's a clone of this Italian water. It sounds kind of pretentious.
You can sell that somewhere real estate.
But that's why I think the Food Detective show did a blind test on New York water and pizza crust, and everyone picked the New York pizza in a blind test.
Oh.
So there may be something to it, the mineral composition.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have even the slightest belief in molecular gastronomy,
Sure.
it makes sense.
Which would explain why New York bagels are the best too, because bagels are boiled.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. Or if you make it the right way, it's boiled.
Way to go, Chuck.
That's my water sidebar.
That's Chuck on water.
Well, I've always heard that, New York pizza's because the water from the Catskills.
Yeah. I had heard that. I didn't know it was from the Catskills or it had anything to do with Gestalt or anything like that.
Gestalt?
Yeah.
All right.
The third vital ingredient is yeast. And yeast basically creates the precursor to beer. Remember in the beer episode?
Can you imagine if there was no yeast?
We'd be in big trouble. No pizza, no beer. What's the point?
No bread?
This world would be, it'd be sad.
Actually, there's yeast-free bread, I mean. But still. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
So what's the deal with yeast?
Well, basically the yeast goes in and it eats the sugars found in the flour. And then you may also add your own sugar to increase the fermentation. But it causes the dough to rise because it expels gas as a byproduct. And that gas gets trapped in the dough and it causes it to rise. It makes it more malleable. It makes it tastier.
Yeah.
The texture of it is softer. It's just basically yeast. It's the happy fungi that you add to the whole.
The magic ingredient.
Yeah.
If you add a little salt, it's going to add some flavor, obviously. It's going to slow the fermentation. Shortening is going to make it more pliable by providing lube.
And shortening would be like olive oil. You're not going to use Crisco unless you're some sort of heathen.
No, you can use canola oil, but olive oil is what I would go with.
Sure.
Yeah, Crisco. Crisco is great, though, for some things.
Oh yeah, for like sugar cookies, especially the kind that's like just the shortening, the
Yeah.
thick,
You get the can.
solid,
Yeah.
shortening. That stuff is crazy.
That's what I thought. That's the only way I thought you could cook growing up because of like my grandmother's.
Yeah.
I thought, well, when you cook, you get out that big can and a big ice cream scoop and you go to town.
With that wadded up piece of like wax paper in there that you used to scoop it out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just completely covered in Crisco now.
Mm. Either that or the grandmothers also used, they saved all their grease. So they would be cooking with grease that they've been using for like the past year.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That's nice.
Sugar changes the fermentation rate.
Yeah, it can accelerate it.
Yeah.
It can increase the amount of gas released. And it also causes the crust to brown.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the sugar?
Yep.
So what if you don't put sugar?
You get a glowing yellow crust.
Oh, really? It doesn't brown as much.
It doesn't brown.
Okay. You want to ball it up. Use your hands.
Yeah, I think you should say here, like, you're teaching people how to make legitimate, real pizza dough here.
Yeah. So,
This is gold.
in rough strokes.
Okay.
Like, I don't think anyone could, like, we're not providing measurements, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm saying once you created this dough, now you're about to tell them what to do with it. How to make it.
You want to ball it up with your hands. You don't want it all cracked. You want it tight. And you want to put it on an oiled sheet pan and then proof it, which means you cover it with wax paper and let it sit and let the yeast do its thing until it, like, doubles in size.
Yeah, because the yeast is just sitting there eating sugars and pooping out gas.
Then you need to retard it. You need to put it in the fridge for about 12 hours. And then this slows the yeast down, but it's still doing its thing.
You're like, this sugar.
It's cold. And then if you do this, you've got pizza dough that you can use for like 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, I would imagine most people who are really, really into pizza would be like, you can't save that for 3 to 5 days.
You think?
I would think so.
I bet
Fresh.
you
Fresh
think most
is almost always
restaurants do
preferred.
it like the same day.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like a pizza purist would
Oh.
be like, you can't use 5-day-old dough for a decent pizza.
True. But I buy the dough sometimes at like Trader Joe's, the farmer's market, like the pre-made dough balls, and those are, not necessarily that day. Or at the oven.
Well, you left out the sauce. Most of the time it's tomato sauce, but if you're still worried that tomatoes are poisonous and that the aristocracy is trying to kill you by giving them to you, you can eat garlic butter sauce, which will give you a white pizza.
Yeah.
You don't like white pizza? I
Nah.
love white pizza. And if you go to Fellini's, I think we're going to name every single pizza place in town. If you go to Fellini's and order a white pizza slice, they use the pre-made slice, and then they build the white pizza on top of it. So you get a little tomato sauce with your white pizza. It's really good.
But it's not white pizza then, right?
No, I'm not. You're the one who calls like everything pizza. You run around now. That's a pizza. Look, there's a pizza over there. I don't want to hear it from you.
All right. I'm not a fan of white pizza. I like some tomato sauce on that.
Yeah, I'm with you if I like white pizza.
Okay. And the cheese, mozzarella traditionally.
Right, and the way you build it is actually kind of important too.
Yeah, depending on where you are.
It's not just the ingredients; it's the amount and the
Distribution.
yes, where they are
Sure.
in relation to one another vertically.
Well, let's go ahead then. New York is sauce, then cheese.
Yeah,
Well,
from the dough up.
Yeah, dough, sauce, cheese.
Right, and then not that many toppings.
Well, if you're a purist, again, a cheese slice is what you're going for.
I'm not big on just cheese.
What are you, pepperoni guy?
No, not anymore. Not since I was a kid. Now I'm just kind of like pepperoni. It's so bleh.
I like a good homemade Italian sausage.
Oh yeah,
That's good.
yeah, that's really good. I like sliced tomatoes on it, not sun-dried fresh.
Yeah.
Basil, black olives,
Yeah, basil always.
ham.
Not into olives.
I like sausage. I don't like the green olives. I like black olives.
Do you like the Hawaiian pizzas?
I've only in the last couple months gotten into pineapple,
Yeah.
and I'm still feeling my way around it. Pineapples and strawberries. I used to eat strawberries when I was a kid, and I've rediscovered them recently. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, when we were in the suite at the Marriott when we were doing interviews at Comic Con,
Oh yeah, you ate the
I
strawberries.
ate like 15 pounds of strawberries. They were
Yeah.
so good.
The chocolate covered or regular?
No, they're regular.